One of the things I know about creatives is the passion for what they do, to find the right thing. I think there's space for the creative people. There's always going to be a space for the creative people to do the things that they do. Will AI end creative professions? So let's get started.
Are AI platforms like ChatGPT and Midjourney reshaping the creative workforce and displacing creatives, artists, illustrators, photographers, and designers out of a job? Well, in this video, I'm going to dive into the impact AI will have on the creative landscape and what you need to be aware of so that you don't get swept up during this sea change.
Don't get swept up.
There's a room full of students during an AMA session at Art Center College of Design.
I'm seeing with the AI, it feels like the projects are going to be done quicker at a great quality. My question is, do you believe it's true that we're going to have to be doing smaller scoped work and having more clients with the efficiency of AI?
I love your question, except for your question has an assumption baked into the question. I'm not ready to resign that is true. I'll tell you something that I'm doing right now. One of my former students, he runs an AI company. He goes, Chris, would you like me to build an artificial you? I'm like, yes, I would. Do you know why I said yes? Because he's going to do it with or without me. And I'd rather be on the right side of that. You guys understand? When somebody's like, I could build a robot of you, would you like to participate in this? My answer is yes, because I know he's already built it. You understand how Art Center people work? He's going to ask for forgiveness later. So he's like,
I think he just nailed it. People want to be the one, all people, including myself, and I've been there. That's truly the challenge, is that regardless of what you and I think, people are going to push forward and to make it happen. They want to be the one.
Now, here's the thing. I want to share this with you. Some of you know this. We have this crazy mission to teach a billion people how to make a living doing what they love. How the heck are we going to teach a billion people? I do not have the answer. That's okay. I do know that there's a direction to head in, and the cool thing is when you have a clear goal, you magnetize yourself, the means and the methods will materialize. So the first and the most difficult thing that you must do is commit yourself to believing this is possible and it is inevitable. I'm committed to this.
Okay. I'm still not sure he's addressing the person's question. I do believe he's addressing how to make money using AI, but maybe that's the point. Maybe his point is the answer.
I can scale me. The funny thing is the way the internet works, like, Chris, I just told ChatGPT to answer this the way you would, and I just responded to my client with this objection. It sounds just like you. I read it, I'm like, it does not. But hey, if it helps you, if it gets you 30% better than what you're doing right now, I say that's a win for you, friend, because you paid me $0 for that.
So far, the question is essentially, if AI takes over doing some of these creative professions, is really all that the creative professions are going to be doing is, he was talking about short scope. So will creatives be relegated to just training the robot? Maybe that's his point. It doesn't seem like it so far. The main point now is, how do you reach 1 billion persons? Build a robot.
I'm talking to my brother who's a software engineer. He's way smarter than I am. I said, you know what's a pain in my ass? Coming up with titles for my videos. Could we work on a suite of tools for social media and charge people $40 a month that'll just auto-generate the best titles for you? And then we'll work on version 2 and it'll make the thumbnail for you based on 30 images you give it of yourself. How many people here make YouTube videos would be willing to pay $40 a month for that? Because
we're really just talking about generative. We're talking about iterative, generative AI, and feeding it the data and then training it. And so again, if the going back to the question, and maybe he's not answering that question, he's just saying, how do you make money with AI? Yeah, let's keep going.
So I'm just looking at a beautiful potential future, and the future tends to reward first movers. So I'm not ready to accept that it's going to make a condition where clients want more for less money and you're going to turn into a volume shop. I believe actually as things get more sophisticated, there's going to be a greater demand for people who can talk to the machine, who understand art history, understand logic, and can articulate what it is that they want. They're really great at art direction. They have great language skills.
Will the AI ever be the art director?
Probably.
And what's next?
I don't know. Well, let me ask you this question. What do you do?
Art direction.
Will you die one day?
Will I? Yeah.
Well, why bother then? You're gonna die one day, right?
Yeah.
So why bother learning, growing, trying? It's just part of the human existence.
Well, there you go. One of the things I know about creatives is the passion for what they do, to find the right thing. Does it help if they know what they're thinking, but they can't quite find it, for something to find it for them? So I was talking to the the dean of music today. I was joking with him and said something to the effect, so are you ready, to lose your job to AI? And he said, I'm not going to lose my job because I'm going to manage AI. Perfect response. That's really the bottom line here. How that AI is leveraged by the creatives. And now I think this gentleman has a good point. I think the market will demand quicker turnarounds. I think there's space for the creative people. There's always going to be a space for the creative people to do the things that they do. Commercially, I think the challenge is going to be being able to do it at lower cost. So it's always a cost and quality issue. And at some point, the quality doesn't really matter. It's true. I mean, that there are some things let's say from a marketing standpoint, the creative piece of it doesn't matter as long as you're just getting it in front of them, because even the user may not care about high quality. But then there's other things where it does matter. There are other times where I just don't see, at least in the near term, that AI would be as effective as a human in making some of the emotional decisions about the creative, about the output.